It's Monday, a fresh start. They say a clean slate. A new week full of possibility. That might be how Mondays used to feel back when your calendar was full. When your name was attached to a job title. When people needed you, when you felt on track. But now maybe Monday just feels like another day. Another quiet morning. Another reminder that the structure you once had, the certainty, the routine, the inbox full of requests and deadlines is gone. Maybe this morning you woke up and checked your email out of habit, even though there's nothing waiting. Maybe you opened LinkedIn and saw 3 people announce new jobs and you smiled for them. But then something inside you sank a little deeper. Maybe you're wondering, what happened to me? Where did I go? Why does this feel so heavy? Here's why: because you're grieving. And not just grieving a paycheck. You're grieving identity, stability, momentum, the version if you that felt secure, or at least had somewhere to be. When you lose your job, you don't just lose income. You lose a part of how you've come to define yourself. People ask, what do you do? And suddenly the answer doesn't come so easily anymore. You're stuck between chapters. You're not where you were, but you're not yet where you're going. In that space, that messy, quiet, undefined space. It's uncomfortable, it's raw, it's vulnerable, and in that space, a voice begins to whisper, if I'm not producing, am I still valuable? If I'm not employed, do I still matter? If I'm not busy, who even am I? And that right there is where we begin, because I want to say this loud and clear. On this Monday morning, with no sugarcoating and no fluff, just truth: you are not what you lost. You are not your job, you are not your LinkedIn bio. You are not your last paycheck, your last rejection, your last interview that went nowhere. You are not your inbox, you are not a title. You are not a function, you are a human being. You are a story still unfolding. You are worth more than your last outcome. And I get it, that can be hard to believe. In a world that measures you by output, that tells you to hustle your way to happiness, that makes business a badge of honor, that claps when you land a job, but stays silent when you're in the thick of figuring life out. But the most important parts of becoming happen in the in-between. They happen in the reset, in the fall, in the redefinition of identity that no one else sees, but you, and today we reclaim it. So let me ask you something. Who are you really when no one's asking what you do? Who are you when there's no performance to give, no metric to chase, no role to fill? Who are you when all the external labels are peeled away? Maybe you don't know the full answer yet. That's okay. This is the season where you get to discover it. Maybe you're kind even when you're hurting. Maybe you're thoughtful even when you feel invisible. Maybe you're the kind of person who lifts others even when you feel like you're sinking. Maybe you're creative, insightful, compassionate, curious. All things that have nothing to do with your last job description. This Monday, I'm inviting you to look at yourself through a different lens, not through what you've done, but through what you bring. Your presence, your energy, your values, your growth. These are not erased by a layoff. They are revealed in it. And maybe that's what this chapter is really. For not punishment, not failure, but recovery. Connection, rediscovery. We don't talk about this enough, that sometimes the greatest gift you'll ever receive is the moment everything falls apart. Just enough for you to see what's real. So maybe this Monday isn't about getting it all together. Maybe it's not about sending out 20 applications, or writing the perfect cover letter, or setting productivity goals. Maybe it's simply about remembering that you are more than the work you've done. Remembering that you still have something to give. Remembering that being still is not the same as being stuck. That healing is not the same as quitting. That quiet is not the same as emptiness. This Monday, I want you to write a different kind of to-do list. Not tasks, not checkboxes, but truth. Write this down. I am still valuable. I am still worthy. I am allowed to rest. I am allowed out to be in progress. I do not need to prove my worth to exist. I am not broken. I am not behind. I am allowed to take up space. Even if I'm not productive, I am allowed to believe that something good is still possible for me, because that belief, even if it's quiet, even if it's flickering, is the seed of your next chapter. And here's the most powerful part. You don't have to feel 100% confident to act with intention. You don't have to know what's next to start aligning with your values. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take one step. So maybe today, that step is as small as drinking water and taking a walk. Maybe it's reading something that inspires you instead of doom scrolling. Maybe it's sending one email not to ask for a job, but to reconnect. Or maybe your step today is even simpler, looking in the mirror and saying, I don't have all the answers, but I'm still here and I'm still becoming. Because you are becoming even in the waiting, even in the silence, even in the uncertainty. Something inside you is reforming, rebuilding, rerouting, and that version of you, the one that's rising from this, they're going to be unstoppable. Not because they had an easy ride, but because it's the fire and didn't walk away from themselves. That's what this is. This isn't the end. It's a return to your values, to your power, to your voice. You're not broken, you're rebuilding. And this time you're doing it on your own terms. So on this Monday, start slow if you need to. But start with believe that you still matter. Believe that your story is still unfolding. Believe that you're not what you lost. You are everything you've learned. You are strength, you are softness. You are stillness. You are the storm and the calm that follows. So show up today, not as someone who needs to prove anything, but as someone who already is everything they need to be, in motion, in progress, in truth. And if all you do today is hold on to that truth, then that, my friend, is more than enough. Happy Monday, let's rise again.